Fire!
Hello guys, welcome back to our Coding Club channel. In this workshop, we are going to cover some of the most important topics. First, let me list out the topics which we are going to cover in this workshop. Okay, so web development versus web developer, front end roadmap, back end roadmap, career opportunities and salaries, front end and back end, details about front end, frameworks, libraries and tools, hands-on project in front-end. So we are going to cover these topics in this workshop.
Okay guys, in today's session, we are going to give you a roadmap to a web development. So anyone who is aspiring or thinking how to do web development, let's go. This is your first step. So hi, my name is Bhuvnesh. I am a front-end developer and recently I'm being in the community. You can check my Twitter and connect with me. So yeah, what are the today's agenda? Along with giving you a roadmap, we are also gonna give you career opportunities and what are the salaries in those, and what tech stacks you need to learn along with that. Okay, salary in India. Okay, I think 10 is missing here. Don't you guys think so? Like if we see the monthly salary along with the bonus, we get it around 30,000. I think my house rent is 14,000. So it's not so impressive. Let's see what we have ahead. Okay. So in web development, you do both a front end and back end. But when you pick up a specific path like front end, there is a UI UX designing, like web designing they say. But it is basically nothing but front end work. And here you have to do the designing work on a next level. So if you are a good or intermediate level UX, intermediate level of UI UX designer, then they can pay up to 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs per year. And if you are a professional, then 10 is added, definitely a good amount. But this is not impressive. What is impressive is the price in USA. So I can give you a task. Just do one thing. Calculate how much this will become in Indian currency. Then I will give you a tip. Okay, I think you have calculated how much the amount is. And as you can see, all amounts are given here. So you will be wondering why are you telling me about Germany, UK, USA and Australia. In India, they only pay like 10 lakhs. So like not a big of a deal. So it is a big of a deal. You can do remote jobs. Like some client is there in USA, you can design their website because designing a website is doesn't require you to go to USA. You can advise your promotions there. So that is the remote job. So if you go for development, you are not bounded to do inside your country. You are very open to go anywhere in the globe and develop anything. Just you are not developing a new nuclear bomb or nuclear code. Okay, some of you guys now.
Okay, guys, in this session, we are gonna see what is the roadmap for to become a web developer. So basically, in web developer, there comes two parts. One is the front end, which we said client side. One is the back end, server side. So to do front end, there are lots of things you can do in front end. But the most basic thing you must know is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So what are all these things? We will cover up in our upcoming sessions. But other than these basics, what all we need? We need frameworks. So what is frameworks? So frameworks are nothing but basically pre-written codes. These are the bunch of codes which are pre-written, which you can copy and paste. And as a programmer, the one thing we love to do, copy paste. Control C, Control V, as simple as that. For that, we have three options. We have React.js, Vue.js, and AngularJS. So these have their different advantages and disadvantages. Like Vue.js is more beginner friendly than React.js, but React.js is widely accepted, as you heard some memes or some big brother saying to you like, yeah, I'm doing React.js for this placement or something like that. And yeah, AngularJS is also widely popular. After this framework come UI library. So what is UI? So in front end, the most important part, if you only want to go front end or don't want to touch back end, there is UI UX, user interface and user experience. That is the like that is the part in which you can go and earn more than web development. Like they have a very like lots of opportunities are there, but should have the skill at that level. Like nothing comes for free. So yeah, for that what you have to do, there is a pre-made library, like not pre-made, these are library which include some stuffs like bootstrap, material UI, font awesome, tailwind and bulma. These are like different on the web page. You can see different symbols, you see different icons, all those things. So those are coming from these libraries, like from font awesome. These provide very good icons and fonts. And also bootstrap, these provide you like different components for your website. Okay, so after that, package management. So what is package management and what is task runner? So these are the optional part you can go for, but yeah, as you can see, it is dotted. It is optional. The basic, for the basic, you have to do this part and also learn a framework. Or if you just want to do front end, go for UI library and all. And for the building tools, these are like management packages, npm. Like there are some packages in library which you can download npm, like bootstrap libraries. From there you can download the packages. These are packages tool, not a big of a deal. Then for those who want to become a full stack developer and become a chat, for them, let's see. Okay, uh, yeah, this is the part. So to learn backend, there are few things you have to learn. Like there is a all like before going to framework, we will go to database. So what happen is that all the data on your website, which a user gives you, like their email ID, password, all should be stored somewhere. And all the data of your website, like if you have a suppose you have a website which sells some product. So you have some product details. You have product price and from where it is shipped and provider's address, number, everything. It should be stored somewhere. Like you can't store all these things in your computer, and God knows if one day your computer goes broke or it stops working, it's cheat on you. Then what you're gonna do? You're gonna just close your $1 million website. So for that we use a database. So it basically connects the front end with the back. Like in the back end there is a database, in the front base there is a user interface, and to connect this, we use API calls. What is API calls? So basically, API calls are like when the user clicks on a button like buy now or something. What the response they get is due to the API calls. So how to learn that? So first you need to database designing. You should know how to design your database. That can be done with MySQL, MongoDB, Oracle, or PostgreSQL. So most popular is MongoDB, and these are like language dependent. So as you can go up and see, the first step is to learn any programming language: Java, Python, JavaScript, Python, Java, PHP, Ruby, and upon depending on the language, you can select the corresponding database. So if you go for this Python thing, then you will say, okay, I will do Django, and with that I will do the MongoDB. So what is Django? It is also like a framework. Like I said, of pre-written code, bunch of pre-written code. Like frame we have that template. You may know about some PPT templates like that are pre-made, which you can directly use. So that is Django. Then we have Node.js and MongoDB. Node.js is a JS framework, and if you learn JavaScript, you can do this. So these are different combinations like Redis, Spring, and Flask.
Okay, guys, after knowing the roadmap, career opportunity, salary, everything, now I will tell you some tools that is gonna help you and some tips also. So the first important step is planning. What are your interest? Depending upon that, you can plan. So don't go for if your friend is doing full stack web development, you are also doing. So pick your interest. If you are interested in art, designing, everything, go for front end. And if you are you want some like coding stuff and cool, like you want to work on databases, Google Cloud, you can work on the back end. And if you think like, okay, I can do both of them at the same time, then you can go for full stack web development. Like salary is same for all. It only thing is that what is the area of interest. Like if you are interested in that, then you can work and you can become professional. And only the professional are paid in the terms of lakhs, like 10 lakh, 14 lakh, 16 lakh, anything like that. Other than that, who are new to this field, they are not gonna get much. Only like 2 to 1 to 3 lakhs, which is not gonna even pay your house rent, bro. So pick your area of interest, very important. Then the next important tool is Git and GitHub. So if you don't know about Git and GitHub, don't worry, I got you there. We are having a session in the end of the web development about Git and Git. So there we will explain and give you a hands-on tutorial also. Don't worry. Then I will give you a brief idea Git and GitHub. It is a website. GitHub is a website and Git is a integrated tool in your like PowerShell and command prompt. So using Git, you can upload your files to GitHub. GitHub is a place where different companies put up their source code from where you can modify their code, copy their code, like some open source like Python language itself and VS Code, everything like that. The code is like VLC media player also. It's an open source, like it is made by the contribution of different peoples. So if you want to contribute in them, you can go and check out GitHub, definitely. Then we have integrated development environment. What are IDs? These are basically the text editors which provide you some powerful features. Like we have VS Code. Then multiple of them are Atom was there, but Atom was recently taken down by their authors. Who developed it. I don't know why, but it was a great tool for web development. But recently, last year December, it is being taken down, and there are some multiple options are there. But best is the VS Code for you, as it is comfortable with different environment like Python. You can go for it. Then JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Okay, it's definitely work on you, and you can customize the theme, and you get different extension, so it is very convenient to go for VS Code. Then we have Postman. So what is Postman? So basically you are not going to need as a basic level. So I will tell you the brief idea. So the Postman is a website. If you like design a website, like you somehow made a website and you did the backend, you did the front end, and now if you want to publish it, so before publishing it, Postman check your API calls. Like if your functions work perfectly, like it's not happening like that. If person is clicking on buy now, he is going to home page. So if the API calls are properly called and if there is some bugs or some issue, it will be given by the postman. Like it basically handles your API call. And what is API call? It will be explained in my further web development videos. Then Devfolio. So this part I want you guys to explore yourself. Go sign up there. And yeah, guys, this is not a sponsored video, so I'm not sponsoring them. These are really great website a web developer should know. Okay, guys, so that's all for the tools. And for the beginner, these tools are important. And thank you, guys. You can connect with me in my Twitter. My Twitter ID is given. And yeah, definitely, if you have any question and queries, you can mail me. I will go through them and reply them accordingly. Okay, guys. Hello, fellas. Let's start today's session. So, hello there. My name is Bhuvnesh. I am a front-end developer, and recently I am being active in the community and being participating in different contests. And if you want to contact me, then you will get some details in the end of the presentation. Yeah, so what is web development, you ask? So to learn web development and to start your career in web development, you have to learn HTML, JavaScript, React, React Native, and Node.js. Let me show you how to learn web development. So simply go to YouTube and yeah, you can simply write your web development and you will get the full course. Here you can scroll for any option you want. And for example, I will go through this one. And you can go through this 21 hours video and you will be a full stack web developer. Thank you, guys. So here is my Twitter ID and you can also contact me to my mail. Any questions you can send me. Okay, so I think you got that joke there. I think it is very humorous. So yeah, so enough of the jokes. Let's start our today's session, web development. So content of my presentations are here. So first we will go through the basically what is web development. And after introducing you guys to web development, I will introduce you to front end and then text required to learn the front end, and also some brief introduction about the back end and the text. And in the end, I will tell you some things and tips about the full stack web development. Okay, so what is web development? You guys would be wondering, this guy shouting web development, web development. Okay, now I will tell you what is web development. So it is basically nothing but creating and maintaining a website, as you can see I've written here. So it comprises of different aspects like building a website. It includes designs, animations, audio, image, and different contents. And the most important thing is data. And then web development is also combination of programming language. So you will ask how we implement this data into our website. We have to use a programming language, and often a time these languages are combined together to make a framework, and framework and different libraries are made out of this programming language. I will elaborate on this further in my presentation. Okay, so what are all career options you have in web development? So you can basically become a front-end developer, a back-end developer, and a full-stack developer. So what is front-end? The front end is a client side server. So you basically have to design the website, and the things which the client or the consumer will see on the website will be designed here. So that what you have to do, you have to make the front page, like what will be render on the screen. And for the back end, it is more like a technical work. The we have to you have to work on the functionality of the website. Like if I click on a button, then how the button would respond. That is what backend. It is the work with the servers and databases, all things. And then comes full stack development. So full stack development, when you are very talented enough and you are like a chad, so you not go went for front or back, you went for both, and now you know both of them. So like you can also design a website and connect it to a database through an API, and yeah, basically you can create and deploy a website by yourself. You don't need any help. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now we will go a little bit deeper on the front end. So what is a front end? So as I have told you earlier, it is the basically what you see on the screen or the front page of the website, what is rendered on the screen. So yeah, that's what I have written here. It user interface of the website or the application. This include layout, styling, and interaction of the website. And yeah, basically same thing. I'm reading out again. Okay, so when people say web front end web development, what people tell you that learn CSS, HTML, and JavaScript, boom, you are a front end web developer. And the reality you will see here. So yeah, the reality is little bit messed up. I see too many graphs, too many points to learn. Don't worry, we got you there. So we have made a proper front end roadmap for front end developer, which we are planning ahead. So don't worry. These are all the things you have to learn. You don't have to learn every tech stack. You have to choose any one and learn that thing. Like I will tell you ahead in this session. Okay, as after previous slide, half of you guys will be scared like, oh shit, man. So many things I have to learn too. Don't worry, we got you there. Okay, so basically, the first thing you need to for the front end is HTML. So as you can see, my body is skeleton. So this is the you can say core of a web page where you when you design a web page, this is like a skeleton part. where all the content will be fit, any designing you do on this body, anything you do. So basically you need a skeleton. So this is the skeletal part where you can see there is a head and there is a body. The head contain all the metadata. The metadata means what is like it related to the web page. So don't worry. It is just a brief introduction, so you don't have to wonder like what is meta and what this guy is saying. We will walk you through all these tags and everything. You just remember that in a HTML there are two tags. The elements have tags. Some are single tag and some with double tag. This first one is called opening tag and second one is called closing tag. You can put any data between them, and there are different tags for different purposes. Let's move ahead. Okay, so how this thing works? So we have a root element called HTML. This is basically our whole page is distributed like this. When you prepare a page, this is how it is distributed. You don't see this thing, but this is how it is done. So inside HTML, the head comes. Inside head, there is title and all metadata I told you. And then inside body, you have your anchor element. Anchor element is basically like when you put some link in your website. For that, you use an anchor tag. And there is H1. This is for heading, putting your headings. So yeah, different tags are there. This is just a small graph, so you guys don't get scared of it. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, the next thing what you have to learn is CSS3. Okay, so what is CSS3? It is cascading style. And what is cascading style, you will ask? It is basically nothing but adding some style. Like you can see a red box within which I am box is written. So for that, we have given this box the following property. We have given the width 60 pixels and color and display. Okay, you guys might not know these properties. Uh, don't worry, I got you there. So basically, just remember that CSS is used to beautify your page. You have a skeleton. Now you have some muscles on it. Let's move ahead. You will understand slowly. So there are three types of styling you can do. As you can see here, first one is inline, which is inside the element itself in the HTML page. Inside itself, you will add some styling attribute, and here you can add border, color, anything you can add. Like styling is like you can add different things to styling like color, background color, height, width, position, property, any property you can add. So basically you can add this property inside the header tag itself, opening tag itself. And the second is internal. So internal is like you will create inside the header file, you will create a style tag, and inside that style tag you will add all these elements like you can see here. So little bit of up down here. So this one is for internal, and the external you will create a different CSS file and link it to HTML file by link style sheet. Don't worry, I know you guys can't understand it. We will walk you through in our detailed front-end development session. Okay, just understand the thing which I'm telling and move with me. Okay, yeah, like I said, see, this is basically HTML. You have a head, you have a body, but when you add CSS, you become a Chad. Let's go. So yeah, so CSS3 also follows some rules. These are cascade rules and specificity and inheritance. So more detailed elaboration in the front end part, because if I even tell you, you will not understand, because we have to go step by step. So just remember that CSS3 work on some specific rules. And also we can add, like you will say, yeah, we designed the website for my PC, screen size is bigger. But what about the phone? When I open that website in phone, it's look messy. I can't even see anything. So for that, we can use media query in CSS. There is a specific part which use conditional logics to design for different screen sizes. You can mention the screen size here, minimum width, and when the screen size reduced from that specific width, then it will change which property you have mentioned. It will acquire that properties. Okay, so I hope you guys are understanding. Not very high level thing I am telling, and also these things are written. Okay, the custom properties now. These properties are like when you know how to design a you know how to use the CSS. Then what will happen when we design a very big website? We often come upon this hurdle that we have to put some take some primary colors, secondary colors, and use repetitively through all the CSS properties. So to avoid you repetitive use of these colors again and again, writing these colors again and again, writing the properties, so we often create some variables. These variables have have these properties within it. So if we mention these variables inside our CSS, like any element of CSS, then they will got those properties. So it is easier to have some custom properties and than always mentioning the properties manually. And it makes your code look cleaner also and modular also. Okay, and yeah, this point is important. While maintaining and updating your site, this will help you because you will only have to change this only one variable, and the whole code will where this variable is mentioned will be changed automatically instead of going to uh, uh, all the parts and changing the color manually. You can just change the variable, and any element that is have this variable will be changed. Okay, that's all for this. Okay, now the JavaScript. So yeah, there is a very rumor are going on JavaScript most used language. Anything not written in JavaScript will be written in JavaScript. Yeah. So let's see what is JavaScript. So basically, how JavaScript is used in our website is it add interactivity and dynamic behavior to website. So what is dynamic behavior? Like I said earlier in the part that how the website will respond when user uses it. So yeah, this you can see this is the JavaScript example I have written here. I know you can't understand what is Gasp and what is register plugin. Uh, so it's okay. We will go through this part in detail in the front end. So yeah, there is a meme here. I will read it out. So you can see this guy is saying front end. No, it's a back end. No, it's both. It's both. It's JavaScript. I hate it. So, okay, you guys would be wondering what this meme is and why this guy is telling us. Wait a minute. You start your web development, then you will understand this meme. What is the humor of this meme? And any guy who have done the web development would have known if he have done the JavaScript. Okay, let's go. Okay, another meme way. JavaScript everywhere. Okay, enough of the memes. Let's start some important points of the JavaScript. So basically, JavaScript is used for asynchronous programming and event handling. So what is asynchronous programming? It refers to compatibility of a program to perform multiple tasks simultaneously. So like you will be wondering what is this multiple task. So when you open up a website, there is multiple things going on, like there are different section, in different section different things are going on. So if you go to a good website, then you will stumble across this thing. So yeah, the in JavaScript is important because it allow performance stability and user experience. So stability is the most important part. Stability and performance are most important when you come to web. Like if you open a website and some element, some part is opened up, but the rest of the part is just loading and loading. So it won't be a good user experience. So to avoid these things, JavaScript is the best thing we can use. And also program handle multitask at the same time, as I told you earlier, is multiple things can work simultaneously. And event handling is a crucial dynamic interactive web page as it enables developer to create responsive user interface. So responsive user interface means like when user uses the page, then he will get the response accordingly, like not a static website. It should be a dynamic. Like if he clicks on a button, he should get some response, and it should be seamless and individual experience for the end user. Like some hi-fi words I have used there, it's okay. So the experience should be seamless. As you guys know, the page, as far guys don't want to like wait for 2 minutes to page to load up and everything. You just want like in the blink of your eye, you click on the website, just open up, scroll through and do your work. That is the best user experience that a user would want. So that what, yeah, to learn JavaScript there are there are two parts. Like there is a library and there is a framework. So what is JavaScript library? It is a pre-written collection of function and features that is given to you. Like there are some for a particular job you required some functions. Like for adding two numbers you required a sum and sum function. So like that, there are different functions and different features provided in a library. You can use them and write your whole code. And for that you have different languages. This is React and Js and AngularJS. So little bit of tip from my side. So React.js is a widely accepted tech stack nowadays, but Vue.js is for beginner, it is a better tech stack. Like you will like Vue.js than React because only those guys know who have done the React what is React. Okay, then let's come to the framework. So what is framework? So it is a Java framework is a complete pre-written structure. So you don't have to write the structure even also. It is a pre-written structure for building a website application. It provides set of guideline, pre-written code, and the tools for building the complex application and website. Okay, every time you go, you won't start from the scratch writing, like adding a div, then adding a header file and p. You won't do that. So often time, you uses the framework. It makes makes our work easier. Like you don't have to start from scratch every time. Okay, I hope you guys are understanding and following through. Yeah. So that is the wrap up for the front end, and let's move on to the back end thing. Okay, you guys would be wondering, I have shown you that whole chart thing, but I explained only three tech stacks, like the expected part. But yeah, for a beginner, three are more than enough. And we are also planning front end development session, brief like detailed front end development session. So you guys can join there, and we will guide you through like all the roadmap, all the tech stacks you need, and in a sequence way. So don't worry about that. And let's jump into the backend. So what is a backend? So backend is used for backend is used for managing and storing the data, processing the user request and server content to the front end. So what is backend? So basically, when I go to Flipkart and order something, so it takes up your data and send to the data server. There they process your data, like what this guy is asking, then send the reply accordingly. Yeah, the thing is booked for you, or your order is confirmed, it is on the way or delivering. So this is how the backend works. So they connect your website to to a server or a database through an API. Which is our second point. Backend interact with the front end through API, enabling seamless communication between the two parts of the web application. So basically, you can imagine that what you are seeing on the screen is just just the display. Behind that, there is a whole server and database thing is there, which is connected through an API. You will understand this thing as we proceed through the session. The main responsibility of backend developer includes the designing, implementation, database structure, and writing serverless logic and integrating various backend systems. Okay, you might not be getting the things. So basically, what I want to say is that you have to design the database. Like for the front end, you have to design the website which we are looking at. For backend, you have to design the database to work accordingly with your front end and how what your what your website is like. Like for bank, there is different database structure. For e-commerce websites, different database structure. And for like geeks for gigs, like e-learning websites, different database structure. So yeah, and also serverless logic APIs. You have to write RESTful APIs. Okay, I don't think all of you guys getting this thing. Don't worry. Uh, like follow through me. I will guide you. I will give you some brief idea. Till the end of the session, you will get something. Yeah, like I have said, this is the front end, which you can see. This is the back end, all the data. Like this is where our all sign-in data is stored. Everything is stored, and all product data is stored. This is used through an API. So you'll be wondering what is API. Don't worry, guys. We have a session on this also. You will very soon gonna see that session. So don't miss out. Okay. Let's move on. Yeah, so this is a brief chat. No, this is not brief chat. This is a detailed chat on the backend. So yeah, what is PHP? What is Node.js? What is Python? What is Ruby, Java, Golang, and the C Sharp storage? Okay. Don't worry, don't get overwhelmed here. I will just give you like I will just make this chart a little bit easier. So if you choose to go for Python, yeah, I learn Python. I want to do backend Python. Then you can have a framework in Django or Flask or package management. This part is required later in the backend. So first you have to learn Django. Or if you go for Ruby, then you have to these famous frameworks, Ruby or Rail. And if you got Java, there is respective. And for C Sharp, you have to learn .NET. And if you go for like Node.js, like you have learned JavaScript, and now you want to go for Node.js. JS means JavaScript. Okay, guys, don't be confused. So you have some you have this express framework and all. And PHP, yeah, the PHP was like it is a very old tech stack, but still very reputed website are using, like Wikipedia, not Wikipedia is using it, and Facebook, these are using, but this is a very old tech stack. So I would prefer to go with the Node.js, Node.js, Django, Ruby Rail, anything, or .NET. This thing is quite old. You can go for it. So then there is a storage part, for which database part, database designing. There is MongoDB all and relational database. So guys, sorry if I am doing any mistakes here. Like I am not a backend developer, I am a front end, but I have some ideas, so I am sharing with you. If I did any mistake, let me know. Let me know through the mail. Okay, guys. So don't be angry at me. Yeah. So basically, this is what backend is, a whole lot of chaos, but front end should look beautiful. The backend code is like creating a fire, but the front end is aesthetic, cool, and beautiful. You guys get this joke, I think. Okay, so a brief intro to the backend. So what all things are going in backend? So first thing is server-side programming. As I said, this is a server-side backend is dealing with server-side. So there is a server-side programming, and for this programming, you have to learn different language, as I've told you earlier, like React.js or sorry, I'm not saying React.js. You can learn Node.js and MongoDB and all things. The different language you can learn, and yeah, then you can write the code for the backend. So the primary goal of the server side programming is to handle the business logic and application and ensure that it runs smoothly and efficiently. This involves handling user requests, managing database, and executing application logic. As I told you, like you guys will go to the website and have some request, And so the backend have to handle this website and manage this request and send a appropriate reply. So you guys can like come to know that yes, this website is working and it is not broken. And yeah, then database. So how the database is designed differently upon like what purpose your website is built for. And there is a RESTful API design. Okay, what is RESTful API? So yeah, so let's get a small little bit brief idea about RESTful API. RESTful API allow for creation and reading, updating and deletion of data stored in the server and are often used to build modern web and mobile applications. So okay, so most of the APIs are RESTful APIs. And as I have written here, it allow the updation of the website, like what like how much stock is left, and if the product is stock out, or 3 to 4 stocks are there, and what is the price, how much sale is going on. Everything has to be updated in your website. It can't be like Wikipedia, you can say. Wikipedia also updates its page, like information they update, so page has to be updated. So yeah, for that you need require an API design, RESTful API design, and security consideration. Yeah, you don't want to design a website like for 3 to 6 like you took 2 to 3 years to design your own website, and then one day a random guy came and hacked your website and everything crashes. So to avoid that, sorry guys. Some common security consideration include protection against attack like SQL injection, cross-server scripting, and cross-site request. So I think some of you guys who are doing the backend stuff can understand what I want to say. So basically, these things are there in the backend, and also I told you that we are having this backend session like the front end one. There, if you want to go in backend, you can join that session, and there will be all hands-on session will be there. So don't no need to worry. You just have this idea. This is the brief introduction. Yeah. So thanks, guys, and I hope you guys understood. And yeah, we have some upcoming sessions also on the brief. I have given you the brief idea here. So we are having a detailed backend session, backend development session, and then front end and hands-on tutorial are there. So you not be wondering what all things are going on. So you must having some track like you would like what we will teach, you will be able to do that, and from that you can learn more stuffs. And also I am having one more session, Git and GitHub. So please guys join that session also. Yeah, so this is also a meme for you guys. So don't always try to learn a language to 100% because you can't do it, because there is lots of updates, there are patches. So every time you reach to 100%, you will again reach at zero. Okay, so guys, that's all. Open your systems and start coding, guys. Thanks, and please share a review on my Twitter account. My Twitter account is int and any questions you have, you can mail me. I will surely go through your doubts and reply it accordingly.